It's time for another round of fun with your Toronto Maple Leafs here on NHL 16, or at least what's left of your Toronto Maple Leafs. Obviously, throughout the season and at the draft, we pretty much tore this team apart, moved on from some players that were key players. I mean, your Dion Phaneufs, your Lupulls, your JVRs. Haven't moved on from everybody, though. Just a good amount of people. And, well, we'll see what happens next here, won't we? Of course, we have a ton of RFAs, in which case I am perfectly fine with letting people go to the market, see what offers we might get for some of these guys, and we'll see who we end up adding potentially as well. I'm not exactly in a rush to try and turn this team into an outright competitor immediately, right? And I think we kind of saw, like, with the way the sim engine works in this game, I don't think we have to do that at all. We might not even have to make this team as good as you would think. Now, we have had some qualifying offers accepted. Scott Harrington, Frankie Corrado, David Brohl, Percy, Levo, Gramberg, Lindgren. We're good with that. Of course, it did screw up my trade block, which is very annoying. Always hated when these games did that. It's like, oh, hey, we fixed it for you. It's like, what do you mean fixed it? You made it worse. I didn't want anything changed. It was just fine the way that I had it. But that's all right. We can go ahead and set it up again. We pretty much know exactly what the case is going to be. We're going to fully open the block and say, send me an offer. I'll tell you if I like it. Even if it means we end up getting offers repeatedly for like freaking Nazem Kadri and whoever the hell else again, which, is somewhat likely. Let's go down to 24-year-old players who hopefully aren't complete trash. Honestly, yeah, let's... I was going to say maybe 3.5, but honestly, yeah, four stars, fine. We're trading for people. We're getting damn good returns. We're not looking for anything overly mediocre, especially because, well, a good amount of the players that we drafted ended up being kind of mediocre because we fell so far back. Thanks to this team beating Pittsburgh and nearly reverse sweeping Philadelphia in the conference final to go to the conference final, it would have been. But, all right, free agents this year. Ooh, Dustin Byfuglien is the big fish. First and foremost, RFAs. Okay, there are quite a few, including Chris Kreider. Because of that, where can I see offer sheet compensation? Anything at about 1.35 wouldn't require any compensation. So is there anybody who is half decent that we can steal away? Medium backup, Marek Mazanec. We do need a goalie. Like, he's decent enough, and we need cap whales. So let's see if we can steal Marek away. Defensively, of course, Morgan Riley's ours. There is also Marty Marincin. But of course, he was still ours as well, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure he was. Samuelson, Paparenka. I don't remember. Was Marty Marincin still mine? Because Morgan Riley's there. For some reason, there's a part of me that's like, no, I definitely traded Marty Marincin. But then again, I would never trade Marty Marincin. I'm pretty sure he was right there. Oh, boy, the triggers are switched from what they are nowadays. Okay, he is ours. Cool. So we can wait. I was pretty sure he was still ours, but you can never be too careful, right? You can never be too careful. God, they switch the triggers back and forth from screen to screen. Right wing side, Haggerty, and that's going to be Cody Beach. As an enforcer, he's already fourth line caliber, apparently. I'll pay Cody Beach money to punch people in the face. I'm cool with that. I don't think they'll be able to match this. Every team needs a good face puncher, right? Left wing side. Kreider's obviously going to be pretty expensive. Matt Pumple. In this timeline, like, he's obviously in real life, he didn't quite work out. In this timeline, he's going to be decent enough. Bring him in, fringe NHLer. There's also Brian Ferlin, Marcus Sorensen, Jamie Devan, and Andrew Crescenzi, of course. I feel like we could probably do better than Ferlin and Sorensen. Devan, I just wonder if he has any potential because he's a high bottom 6. And at center, Kadri and Turner Elson. I think we're probably good to wait. Probably. So who are the UFA goalies this year? Jonas Hiller is the top dog. What do we got for prospects? Lundberg is a high backup, and aside from that, just a whole bunch of medium like a shitload of medium backups. Oh my god. Right. With a pretty wide range in age and overall. I mean, shout out to Kristers Gudlevskis. He might end up being our guy. Gora doesn't look that bad, but again, they are backups. Chris Gibson, who was ours. I mean, it's someone like him or like Jonas Gustafsson, but we saw how effective goalies can be. Let's go for Chris Gibson. Why not? We can bring him back to the team. Give him a max two-way deal. Kristers Gudlevskis, of course, almost beat Canada in the Olympics that one time. I think that would be our fourth goalie. There's Eddie Pasquale, but there's also Louis Domingue. You can bring in Louis Domingue, former Portland Pirate. And maybe we'll leave it there. Apparently I sent an offer to Rob Zepp. I definitely didn't do that. So hopefully that's just a visual glitch. Defensively, Dustin Byfuglien, Keith Yandel, Chris Russell. I mean, there's some decent names here. It's just, do we want to hand out that money? In terms of potentials, I mean, all those guys are older. High sevenths. Kyle Burrows, but he's 21 and only a 62. But you know what? I mean, why not? Sign Canucks legend Kyle Burrows. Other teams are interested too, so clearly he could still pan out. I don't know who else we're going to sign. Like, Byfuglien would be nice, but again, 31, 29. Like, these are the guys that you sign to kind of get the team over the limit, you know, to where you want to be. There is Jared Spurgeon. Not the most physical player in the world, but it is Jared Spurgeon. Plays baseball. 4.5 mil. It's not too bad. I'll think about it. Right wing side, nobody too crazy. Stahlberg, Boys, Jarrett Stoll. So again, what do we got for potential? Jonathan Marchessault. Yes, please. God, let me sign Jonathan Marchessault. Please. Low 9. That's going to be Jeremy Morin, right? It is. We could sign Jeremy Morin, too. He was 25. You know, maybe not a good NHLer, but certainly a good AHLer for us. Then we go down to medium bottom sixes, including Keanu Yamamoto. We got on the left wing side. Tangay, Chimera, Grabner. I mean, certainly nobody too crazy at forward. There's a medium 9 here, Tanner Eberle, the superior Eberle. We'll sign him. Why not? Might have some trade value. Is this Denis Gauthier? Denis Gauthier. That makes sense. Let's sign him. Screw it. Why the hell not? Then we got Zach Dalpe and Craig Cunningham. We're definitely going to sign Craig Cunningham. Definitely going to sign former Bruin Craig Cunningham. Honestly, Zach Dalpe, I mean, we can give him a chance too. Why not? Maybe he pans out. Maybe he doesn't. And then center prospects, Mike Winther. That is Mike Winther. Okay. Try to sign him too. Chris Wagner, old mayor of Walpole. Got to try to sign Chris Wagner. And then high bottom 6, Lucas Sutter, I'd imagine. Yes, it is. Guy's only 22, already listed as a valid fourth liner. Who else do we have here? Clark Bishop. Clark Bishop. Hurricanes prospect again. It's nice knowing a lot of these guys just because of the amount of roster editing in the past. You do have Nick Dowd in the mix as well. No picture for Nick Dowd, but let's see if we can get him. So that is 18 contracts offered. I don't even know how many spots we have available. Okay, we're still doing all right then. We'll probably leave it at that. I don't think we're going to go for any of those major players. I don't think so. I think we can just kind of chill and see what happens. I mean, not saying that like Dustin Byfuglien wouldn't be nice, but there's no forward help that's going to take us to that next level, right? I mean, unless like Brad Boys and Jarrett Stoll are going to help us that much. So, Clark Bishop is here. Mike Winther, Kyle Burrows, Tanner Eberle, Chris Wagner, Bumple, we don't know yet. Gibson's here. Cody Beach, Dalpe, Mazinich, Dowd, Morin, Cunningham, Domingue, Marchessault, Godleskis, Gauthier. We get a third-round pick for Marty Marincin. I don't think I can say no to that. Like, he's fine. He is a depth or, low-end third-pairing defenseman for a third-round pick. That's a done deal. Marty Marincin traded in division to Montreal as an RFA. Nashville keeps Mazinich. Okay, fair enough. St. Louis keeps Cody Beach. I mean, hey, at least we're getting these guys paid, Ottawa keeps Matt Pumple. Okay. Morgan Riley, Josh Levo, and Stuart Percy for Rupe Hintz in a second. Damn. How good was Rupe at this time? 19 years old, 68 overall, high top 6. Can't do it. Can't do it. Riley's value is just too high. Dallas is not going to give up on trying to acquire Morgan Riley, but we're definitely not going for it. We do need to stop here, though. We are not trading Nazem Kadri for a first and Siegenthaler. That's not too bad, but I think Kadri's got to stay. So we need to sort out our deals with our RFAs, and then we're only on 41 contracts. So let's go over to view contracts. Let's go to our RFAs. Did we have a goalie in that mix? How the hell hasn't Andrew Crescenzi signed that deal? So Nazem Kadri only wants a 2-year deal at $6 million. I mean, Naz, what if we go... I don't know if the full 85% trick would have worked at the time. I'm just going to go 7x8. We are going to invest in Nazem Kadri, and we are going to try to invest in Morgan Riley, which I know some Leafs fans would be like, don't fall for it, but also from a video game perspective, holy shit, he's insane. And Andrew Crescenzi, I mean, let's just sign you for the year, buddy. Don't be stupid. Take the deal. He is listed, though, as a legitimate fourth liner, which is pretty good. It is pretty good. But yeah, after this, we're going to need some cap whales. So let's see what happens here. Kadri to Calgary. Ooh, first rounder Mangiapane. That's honestly not the worst offer in the world. Senzi is signed. Riley is signed. Kadri is signed. There we go. We got him long term. Marner and Levo for Anderson, Mangiapane, and a third. No. Okay, so cap whales. Cap whales. Top goalie available, Anton Khudobin. We got $34 million in cap space. So Khudobin, what if we go down to like $10 million for the year? Oh my God, it took so long to scroll in these games. Again, whenever you think NHL 25 hasn't made improvements or something like that, just know that they have. Sometimes it's some of the more underappreciated improvements, but there have been improvements. Top defenseman, Kevin Bieksa, Eric Brewer. I mean, Brewer was a Leaf at one point, so was Mike Koska. I mean, is Brewer the oldest defenseman out there? Nope, that would be Willie Mitchell. I am all right with giving Willie Mitchell a lovely severance package to reward him for a really solid career with a nice $10 million to show for it. Just because shout out to Willie Mitchell, there we go. $10 million for you. And who's the top forward? Age-wise, blank, York, Collins, and Ciernik. It's got to be Mike York, right? If we weren't to go for Mike York, it would be Legwand, Peverly, Havlat, Matt frickin' Martin, Leafs legend. That's probably too good to say no to, right? Is to bring in Matt Martin? I think we got to do it. Holy Oaken is there as well. But, we got to bring in Matt Martin for the year. Some names are just too synonymous with the franchise. Matt Martin's name belongs up there as an all-time Leaf. And we will go $10 million for him as well. There we go. Beautiful. Those are our cap whales. We're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. Well, we're not. Like, we're going to be bad. Like, this we know. We're going to be bad. Adobin, Mitchell, Martin. Beautiful. Marner for John Gibson. I mean, John Gibson was rumored to be traded forever and ever. Amen. I really should take, like, Marner off of the list. I should edit it so we stop getting offers for, like, Marner, Riley, Kadri. Just because we know we're not going to trade them. No shot. All right, doesn't look like anything else is going to happen here. There we go. We have hit the preseason. It's showing our offense as an 81. Let's take a look at what this team will actually shape up like. So in goal, got Hadobin, Deming, Gibson, and Gudlevskis. I mean, Gibson's got the rating. We'll swap him with Louis Domingue. Although Gibson is 23, Domingue's 24, Gudlevskis is 24. You know what? NHL goalie, Christos Gudlevskis. Let's go. Defensively, oh my God. Right. So Stuart Percy and Frankie Corrado are definitely going to make it because look at this freaking defense otherwise. So we have Riley Gardner, Percy Corrado, Mitchell, Petter Granberg, Harrington. I mean, minor league top twos. Send down Marcus Pettersson. And then for forwards for the moment, just send down Josh Levo because we'll fix it. So, I mean, if we do this and have Willie Mitchell essentially be the healthy scratch, like that, it's a serviceable defense, right? It's not great by any means, but it's serviceable. And then we'll call up Willie Mitchell. Andrew Campbell's still there, too. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Right wing side, we have Morin, Marchessault. Mitch Marner's ready to go. Holy shit. And so is Josh Levo. Right. Okay, Mitch Marner's arrived. Let's send down Crescenzi for the moment. We'll definitely call him back up, though. Levo. So we can go with Morin and Marchessault. Yeah, let Connor Brown and William Nylander tear it up as a Marley one more time. I mean, they are pretty much ready to go, though. I mean, Morin's a depth forward, Marchessault. Or we just go with Connor Brown and William Nylander already. Yeah, you know what? Turn it over to the kids, man. Turn it over to the kids. Brown and Nylander are here. That right side, Marner, Brown, Levo, Nylander. Holy shit. Left wings. Fucking Matt Martin, best of the bunch. So Crescenzi's going to make the team again. Just because he's good enough to. So we got Martin, Crescenzi, and then we need two in the top six. There's Dalpe and Cunningham. Or we just go with like Andreas Janssen and Adrian Kempe. Maybe it isn't worth rushing the kids here. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. I think maybe we let them tear it up with the Marlies one more time. You know, because Marchessault was already 25. Morin's 25. Oh, let's let them take their time. Cunningham and Dalpe both at 26. Yeah, I think that's probably the better way to go. And then centers. Holy. We know Freddie Goodrow's going down. David Brohl is a fourth liner. So that is you three down. And David Brohl and Lucas Sutter have made the team. This is a perfectly adequate tanking team, which is kind of what we're hoping for. So if we go best lines, try to play people within their proper positions here. It's Dalpe that needs to be changed out. We are going to go Dalpe, Cunningham, Martin, Crescenzi. Probably bump up Marchessault. But Dalpe, Kadri, Marner, Cunningham, Bozak, Marchessault, Martin, Brohl, Morin. Poor Jeremy Morin trying to make something happen with those two. And then Crescenzi, Sutter, and Levo. Levo is a two-way. Bunch of grinders down here. Cunningham is a two-way. I mean, regardless, someone of skill is going to have to play with a grinder. So honestly, I think it's fine. And then defensively, oh boy. Okay, we do have a couple of righties. We need someone on the left, so it might as well be our best lefty and Morgan Riley. So Gardner, Riley, do we split them up? Probably. So let's go Percy, Riley, Gardner, Corrado, Harrington, Gramberg. And in goal, Hadobin and Gudlevskis. Perfect. And then any veterans that we want to get out of the way in the AHL, which would include Mitchell and Campbell. And who's the oldest forward that we don't really care about? I don't know if we have anybody like that. I guess Sean Collins, who's not going to get that much better. We can have Sean Collins as a healthy scratch. That way, when we go best lines, we don't have as much to change. So yeah, Janssen, Eriksson, Ek, Brown, Kempe, Fraze, Nylander, Gauthier, Wagner, Eberle, Dowd, and Justin Johnson. Justin Johnson's on an AHL deal. Yeah, we need to get Dmytro Timashov in there. And everybody else is ours. I didn't think we kept Byron Fraze. Freddie Goodrow, Clark Bishop. Well, Dowd's already 26, so he's not going to get much better. Let's get Freddie Goodrow in there. And then you got Wagner at 25, Fraze at 25. Wagner has a better potential, so Fraze out for, I guess we'll get Winther in there, and then honestly, Wagner's probably out for Clark Bishop. Probably. So in terms of potentials, let's just sort this out by whoever is the best of the bunch. And we'll see what we're dealing with. So high bottom 6. We'll have Dinnick Gauthier further down. Nylander, medium elite. Winther, a medium 9. Eberle has the tiebreaker on him. Kempe, a high 6. Connor Brown, a medium 6. Eriksson Ek, a medium 6. We'll give the tiebreaker to Eriksson Ek just because he's younger. We want to get him better as soon as we can. And then medium bottom 6 for Andreas Janssen. So he goes all the way down, I believe, with the Gautiers. Indeed. So, because there was no line cam at the time, best face-offs, we'll go Gautier, Janssen. Third line will be Timashov, Winther, Bishop. Second line can honestly just be Eberle, Goodrow, Brown. And then we'll just do Kempe, Eriksson Ek, Nylander. Not bad. And then the defense, Nicastro is not ours. We're not worried about Martin or Bell. We are worried about Nielsen. Not so much worried about Burrows. I mean, you got Justin Hall. He's dropped down to a medium 6. We got a couple of medium 7s in there. Was anybody better than a medium 7th? Burrows was a high 7th. Bell wasn't that great. So, Lindgren or Nielsen. I guess we will take out Nielsen for Kyle Burrows. And we'll do the same thing here. Sort by potential. A couple of high 4s with Carrier and Dunn. All right, so Lindgren and Burrows. Better shot goes to Burrows. Actually, in fairness, we can do a lefty-righty setup. We'll just do it that way. But the lefties right now are shining. And then goalies, Chris Gibson and Louis Domingue. So the Marlies should do really, really well this season. NHL level, yeah, kind of by design, we're looking to be bad. It would be nice to actually have the team be bad when I'm trying to have them be bad. Does that make sense based off of what happened last season? I hope it does. In terms of scouting, right? This is the interesting one. WHL, let's take a look at who's available this year. Granted, we might not have that information yet, but we do know Stuart Skinner's available. Any other interesting names? Maybe we will have to wait as the season goes on to see who's there, because there's going to be a lot of names that I mean, might be familiar to some freaks out there. But, like, Hudson Elnuik's not, moving the needle for too many people. Like, Cale Fleury is there. It's so weird. You can see where someone's projected right now, but you can't sort it by projection. Well, we use the WHL as an example. Let's not talk about that guy. Do we have anybody too crazy? Tanner Kaspick. I mean, he never really panned out either. I like that one big name to really care about from this draft. I don't know if there is, actually. I mean, Nolan Patrick, but he's not going to be what it was thought that he could have been, right? Not going to be too crazy. Ty Ronning is going to be there at 18. Nice to get Ty Ronning on the team. Of course, we already saw Stuart Skinner top 10 projection, apparently. And then it's just a lot of dudes that just did not live up to their potential. Damn. Well, if the WHL is anything to go off of, shout out to Kyler Yamamoto. But if the WHL is anything to go off of, this might actually be a little bit of a mistake trying to tank this year. Maybe.